Welcome to the League of Free Worlds Information System.
Welcome, future viewers, to the final branch in the attacking Saul plot before the branches merge together into a giant space battle tree trunk, I guess. This is what happens if you succeed at stopping the strike cannons at the previous plot branch.
We were inside the enemy's home. It was indescribable. They had been ready for us, but we were so fired up and fueled by self-belief that we managed to seize the Saul battle platform, ready for the ultimate Earth strike. We regrouped and tried to keep our minds off the dangers. There was no chance of sending out any scouts. The whole system was crawling with Navy craft. And however powerful we felt, we were still just tiny blips on their scanners. But with our supply channels in place, we were getting bigger.
Concerted measures are now being taken against key industrial centers within planetary zones. Those centers responsible for the manufacture of arms are targeted in particular. The Empire Command appears to be transmitting contradictory messages to its fleet, indicating a degree of confusion. It is hoped that continued raids can exacerbate this situation. There are a number of ecospheres attached to an arms orbital in the Jupiter zone. Tractor beams are used to maintain the link. Destruction of these installations would represent a weakening in the Navy's military supply chain. You are required to attack the ecospheres and the arms orbital. All targets must be destroyed. Be aware that defense measures are likely to be intense.
Here we go. It wouldn't be a war game without missions that you're not proud of. Also, when I was playing this way back on the PlayStation, this was not the plot branch that I usually got. I hadn't figured out exactly how those strike cannons worked, and usually just got shot down by them.
This is Command. Target the arms orbital and ecospheres for complete destruction. This will severely affect the Navy's resource chain.
We're likely to get heavy fighter flak. We'll try and keep them off your back. Just get that orbital as fast as you can.
The other guy is also piloting a Chimera, which is not exactly a fighter-to-fighter vehicle right there. So I don't expect a whole lot. Well, first thing to do is remove the time limit that could be on us, which is this transport that could possibly take those ecospheres away. We're not going to allow that. Just gotta be aware of that installation and its many point defense guns while maneuvering around here. And the next target is that big thing. Seems like a good idea to go for that since it's the main threat for this map. Well, I usually don't say this, but to give the Chimera credit, using the anti-shield torpedo and plasma torpedo in a smooth way does reduce enemy shield and health by a fair bit. I'd still rather just have triple lasers, but I'll make do.
One pilot. Just ecospheres left to target.
This seems like the sort of thing that you protect from Navy strike on civilian colonies and such. Oh well. I've played Armored Core, I'm used to being the bad guy. I can handle this. That's unfortunate. Usually in these missions, once you get rid of the big strategic objectives or warships, that's it. But they're expecting me, a dedicated bomber craft, to deal with these... Well, I'm actually not sure if these would be considered fighters or bombers, but I'll assume they're fighters. The distinction seems a little fuzzy in this game sometimes. They have scatterguns though, so I'm gonna just call them fighters. Even though that means the demon is a fighter because it also has a scattergun. I don't know how to describe things. That thing, that blue shot does basically no damage if you have shields, but it's so chunk of damage if you don't. I'm not quite sure what that thing is. As far as Sol missions go, this isn't bad. The important thing is to prioritize your targets. If you go for the ecospheres first, you're going to have that orbital shooting at you the whole time.
This is Command. All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Jump sequence initiated.
Preserver of life. I have my doubts on that one.
Following successful violation of key positions within the Jupiter Zone, further maneuvers within this area are now necessary. Navy forces are having to transfer from outer regions due to sudden depletion of resources. Only concentrated attacks can capitalize on these developments. League Command require an installation to be established on the Jupiter starport. As this is currently in the possession of the Colonial Navy, landing forces will need to successfully attack before supply networks can be established. Ensure that the starport shields and sensors are overwhelmed prior to the launch of APC forces containing landing troops. It is essential that these defenses are knocked out.
Well, this is our first chance to use a new type of fighter. I don't know how its stealth capabilities affect the game, if they have any at all. It might be more of a strategic consideration, like this could maybe go through contested zones to reach conflict areas more easily.
Take out the starport's defenses using EMP weapons only. The starport must not be harmed.
Well, this time I'm taking on Spectres with something that's not a vampire, so it's actually not a problem. Also, that was an anti-hull missile, so I'm actually fine. Also, thankfully, these are not respawning Spectres. Yeah, the Eclipse firepower is not amazing, but a scattergun can make up for a lot of deficiencies, so I'm not going to complain too much. And now they will continually launch Stormlords, which is much less of a problem than the Spectres. I do, however, want to make sure that it doesn't go after that ship behind me. That could get awkward. Though I think it's programmed to just go after me, I don't want to take chances. Huh, did that beam partly miss me? Interesting. Anyway, a stealth fighter with an EMP gun. That's actually fairly interesting design. Could be used to sneak in and capture sensitive targets, maybe. Now, we've seen this kind of mission several times before, and we're getting towards the end of the game, so this feels a little bit tame, you know?
Defense grid is down. We are launching APCs.
At this point, they start launching what I believe are respawning tornadoes as well, but once again, not really a problem. We know how to deal with that. And after that, there's not much to do but watch the APC go to where it is going. I wonder if anyone has used existing engines to make a Colony Wars first-person shooter depicting the life of one of these APC occupants. I wonder if they also have to use anti-shield and maybe hull is not the right word, but anti-armor or anti-person lasers. I actually think it would be interesting if the scattergun in this game is similarly effective but uses ammo instead of continually recharging. That would help make up for its being effective against everything. Anyway. Yep. Kinda as you suspected. When you're this far into the game, they're gonna throw a twist in there. We do not have a generous time limit to deal with this frigate. Fortunately, since we have both the scattergun and a laser, we have the damage rate necessary to deal with it. And problem solved. Now, I'm not sure if you have to clear out the last of these fighters to complete the mission, or if it's time-gated. But I guess there's no real reason not to deal with the fighters now. Yeah, it's probably not time-gated. None of the other APC missions are. Usually once the troops are on, that's pretty much it.
This is Command. Our troops have boarded the starport. We have control. Well done, pilot. Return to base.
Docking sequence initiated.
Well, the Eclipse, not the worst fighter. A scattergun will do a lot to salvage so-so fighter design. And that's it for this session.
Incoming data streams.
Oh, wait,
indicate
no,
that the
my
Empire
mistake.
is
That
in
was
the
only 2
process of
missions.
using highly coercive techniques to increase the size of defense forces on inner system planets. While the volume of resistance to our activities will increase, the quality of opposing forces should suffer. We have also received information detailing the disappearance of a number of League transporters in the Jupiter Zone. Their trace signals have vanished while in the vicinity of a disused mining platform. A valuable cargo transporter is now approaching this region and requires armed protection. Fly with the transporter and provide military support should the craft run into difficulty. League bases are in need of constant supplies. We cannot afford to lose these resources if our threat is to be maintained.
This is Cargo Transport 010. Welcome, pilot. No interference detected at the moment. We are continuing to destination on planned course.
You've probably guessed what's gonna happen here.
Whoa! Attention all League craft. The mining station is approaching. Target and destroy.
Yeah, that thing moves. I guess they couldn't put something like that into the game just once.
This is Cargo
They
Transport.
worked hard on those
Mayday.
assets. They're
We
gonna
are
use them.
under attack. We have requested command assistance.
Well, I locked onto the thing that I didn't initially plan to aim at, but that's okay. One's as good as another. So that's one. Let's find the other one so we can distract it from our transporters. Oh, something else stole the lock-on for that. Dang it. That means we have to take down the shields the hard way, and this thing is really moving now. The only solution I've had to when they go berserk like that is to just get really close and carefully watch what direction they turn to. That works for most things in these kinds of games, actually. Anyway, yep, we gotta deal with that mining station. We've done that sort of thing before, but this time we don't have torpedoes. So it's gonna be a little bit tougher. Now, if I was smarter about my directions, I would kind of, well, first of all, switch directions more often, and second, do something a little bit more evasive than just back and forth. Like this. That's a little bit better. Unfortunately, its capital beam is not that strong.
Docking sequence initiated.
Now that's a mission where we could have taken out the fighters. Dark Angels are pretty good at that. Oh well, not a problem. Huh, thought I would have gotten a promotion by now. I don't think that's the highest rank. Or maybe it is, I forget what the ranks are exactly. Anyway, now we're at the point where the branches join, and we're gonna see the cutscene for that next time. We've got a whole bunch of critical missions ahead of us. And a couple not so critical. There are a couple of smaller ones where there's a bit of room for error. Let's take a look at that new fighter of ours.
S21. Eclipse. The corruption of enemy scanning signals has been part of the League's scientific research program for many years. However, its findings have rarely been of direct use to aircraft development teams due to cost and resource limitations. In the Eclipse, we have a startling advanced craft which has benefited greatly from one particular project championed by the Investigative Forum for Radar Adjustment. The Eclipse stealth craft manipulates enemy sensor signals so as to appear invisible on radar. In fact, 20 such vessels were able to infiltrate and destroy a vast naval recreation compound during the 278th day of the Tsar festivities. The bloodshed and devastation was such that the Tsar himself is thought to have carried out the execution of 49 Navy intelligence gathering divisions, held responsible for the League's success. The Eclipse is subject to information withdrawal procedures. Further details are withheld.
That's pretty interesting, because when you take a look at the craft statistics, Navy sensors are actually quite a bit better than League sensors. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We will see you next time. Bye.